Hey, boys and girls, are you ready to continue with Junie B. Jones and that meanie Jim's birthday party? Now, where did we leave off? Junie B. Jones was in some big trouble. She was being sent to the principal. Do you remember why she was being sent to the principal? What had happened in the classroom that got her into so much trouble? Right, she's all upset because she can't go to, or she's not invited to that meanie Jim's birthday party. And all of her friends are. That Grace is going, Lucille's going. She kept saying, if we're gonna be best friends, let's be twins. And then if I don't go, you don't go. She's just trying everything she can. Grandpa Miller was trying to help her out. Let's fix the toilet. But nothing is working. It's not getting easier for her. And so she got really mad at that meanie Jim in class, and he wasn't being very nice to her either. And so she's the one, though, that got in trouble because she just took it too far. And so she was headed to the principal's office when we last read. So let's pick it up from there, okay? Chapter 7. It says, My Story This Time by Junie B. Jones. Principal is the boss of the school. Excuse me. He lives at the office. I have to go there when I am unruly. Unruly is the school word for not being ruly. There is a typing lady there. She isn't allowed to smile. Sit down, she says. She pointed at the blue chair. Yeah, only I don't actually like to sit down there, remember? Remember that? Because that is where the bad kids sit, and I'm not even bad, I explained. I explained to her that every time I go there, the typing lady leaned over the counter and looked at me. She made her face look scary at me. Sit down, she said. I sat down. Then I pulled my frog jumper over my face so nobody could see me. Pull your skirt back down, said the typing lady. Yeah, only I'm actually allowed to do this because I have on tights, I said. See them? They're green with little tadpoles on them. Just then I heard the principal voice. Well, well, Junie B. Jones, what a surprise, he said. My mouth dropped all the way open. Hey, I hollered from my dress. How did you know it's me under here? Because you can't even see my face. Lucky guess, said Principal. After that, I uncovered my head, and me and him went into his office. I climbed up in the big wood chair. Principal looked very tiredish. He rubbed the sides of his baldy head. Okay, let's hear it. What's your story this time? He said. I sat straight up and tall. My story this time by Junie B. Jones. Once upon a time, I didn't get invited to a meanie boy's birthday party. And I'm the only one in all of room 9 who isn't going. And so this is how come I was moving today. Only mother brought me to school very stiff, and then I was a buzzing bee. Only crybaby William is a squealer, and Lucille won't be a good twin. And so then Mrs. yelled at me. And that's how come I had to twist that Jim's head. And now I'm sitting here in this big wood chair. I folded my hands on my lap. The end. Principal put his head down on his desk. I peeked at him. Are you laying low? I whispered. He sat up again. Then he called my mother on the telephone. Those two talk very often. This time they talked about the birthday party and how I'm not invited. After he hung up, Principal looked nicer at me. I guess sometimes we grown-ups think we're the only ones with problems, he said. We forget that even when you're little, life can be tough, can't it, Junie B? Yes, I said. Life can get your goat. After that, me and him went out of his office, and he lifted me into the blue chair again. I want you to wait here a minute, he said. There's someone I have to talk to before I can get this settled. Yeah, only guess what? I don't actually want to sit in this chair, I explained, on account of this is where the bad kids sit, and I'm not even bad. Principal thought and thought. Then he snapped his fingers. I think I might have a perfect solution, he said. He went in his office and brought out a giant shopping bag. What if you hide under here? He asked. If you hide under this bag, no one will be able to see you at all. I jumped up and down, very excited, because hiding is my favorite thing in the whole world. That's why. Principal sat down in the chair. He put the giant shopping bag over my head. Hey, who turned out the lights? I said. Then I laughed and laughed, because that is called comedy, of course. I bended my knees and pulled them under the bag. I hugged them real tight. Now all you can see is the tippy toes of my shoes, I said, very happy. This is the perfectest solution I've ever saw. And so how did you even think of this wonderful thing, I asked. Only Principal didn't answer me back. You see that? There she is, hiding. Because he probably went back to the office already. After that, I hided and hided inside my bag. I hided a real long time. It was a jillion years, I think. Guess what? This is taking longer than a minute, I said from inside there. The typing lady didn't answer me. Yeah, only guess what else? My knees are very bendy and squished in here, I said. And so this isn't good for my circulation, probably. Just then, my legs started squirming all around because I was getting ants in my pants, that's why. Hey, doesn't anyone have ears? Get me out of here right now because I'm at the end of my rope in this thing. Plus, also, I'm getting ants in my... All of a sudden, someone yanked the bag right off my head. It was the scary typing lady. Pants, I said very soft. She took me back into the principal's office, and guess what? That Jim was in there. He was sitting in a big wood chair, and Principal was frowning at him. Junie B., our friend Jim here has something he wants to say to you. Don't you, Jim? Asked Principal. That meanie Jim didn't answer. He kept on looking at his feet. Principal tapped his fingers. We're waiting, Jim, he said. Then Jim did a huffy breath, and he said the words, I'm sorry. Principal raised up his eyebrows. Sorry for what, Jim? Tell Junie B what you are sorry for. Then Jim stared at his feet some more. I'm sorry I didn't give her an invitation to my party, he said very grumpily. But your mother told you to, didn't she, Jim? Said Principal. Your mother told you to give an invitation to every single person in your class. But you got mad at Junie B and decided not to give her one. Isn't that right? That meanie boy did his shoulders up and down. I guess, he said real soft. Principal crossed his arms. And so what are you going to do to correct the problem? He asked. That Jim waited and waited. Then all of a sudden he got down from his chair and he holded an invitation to me. My stomach did a flippy flop. For me? Is it really for me? I said, very squealing. Then I snatched that thing right out of his hand and I zoomed all around the room. Oh boy, I said, it's really for me. It's really for me. And so now I'm not the only one. I zoomed all around the big wood chair. Principal looked nervous at me. He hurried up and opened his door. Then I zoomed right out of there. And I didn't stop till I got to room 9. All right, we're going to stop there because I feel like it's going to be getting very excited. Then chapter 8 says, ruining my Saturday. So that's when the party is supposed to be. We will finish this up on Monday.